let me share my screen here. Oh, yes, I'm sharing. Okay, good. Yeah, today we want to talk about clean room part one, and then let's go to the some topic here. Sorry, this is not here. So it's really so what we'll include for this lecture. So what is a clean room and why do we need a clean room and then what kind of pollutant we are facing in our environment. This is a photo for clean room process, and this is lab on the chip, and then people are wearing these hoodies. We'll talk about that in the next few lectures. Okay, moving on to next. So what is the clean room? As you can see on the left photo, this is a typical clean room setup. And why is yellow light over there? You were wondering. So normally we will see yellowish light at the clean room due to the photolithography process. And photoresist is always combined with resin, solvent, and additives. And the light sensitive range of the photoresist is 200 nanometer to 500 nanometers, and which is it's close to the yellow light, so that's why you see the yellow light over there. So I think many of these semiconductor laboratories will adopt this yellow light, which blocks off 500 nanometer UV wavelength to prevent the photoresist overexposed or prematurely exposed situation. So now you know what's why using the yellow light, right? And next one will be so what is a clean room? So clean room is really an enclosed control environment that is designed to maintain extremely low level of pollutants such as dust, airborne microbes, aerosol particles, and chemical vapors. And then clean rooms are used in various industry where the presence of the contaminant can be detrimental to the product and process, such as in the manufacturing of semiconductor and pharma, pharmaceutical and biotechnology and medical devices and so on. They don't explain more for this good topic here. Okay, going on to the next slide. Okay. So you were wondering why do we need clean room? So that's on the left question. So easiest answer is to prevent contaminations. That's our first instinct thought for those. But hear me out, there are more reasons than this. So you can see the below 5 reasons. So first one will be product quality and safety. So normally in the industry such as semiconductor manufacturing, pharmaceutical production, and medical devices fabrication, even the smallest particle contamination can have a significant impact on the quality and safety of the final product. So therefore, clean room is always using to ensure that the environment is controlled to minimize those risks of the production contaminations, which is very critical or crucial for this maintaining the high standards of quality and safety in this kind of industries. And second, I would like to talk about this process control. So you, as we know, many manufacturing processes, particularly in high-tech industry, require extremely precise and controlled environment to ensure the successful execution of the process. And therefore, cleanroom provide the necessary environmental conditions such as temperatures, humidities, particle control to ensure these critical manufacturing processes to be carried out effectively or efficiently. And third, normally will be the code or regularity compliance. So many industries such as pharmaceutical and medical device sectors are subject to strict regulatory standards and guidelines regarding the manufacturing environment. So Cleanroom can really help this kind of company comply with these regulations and best practice by providing a control and documented environment that meets the requirements cleanness levels. Later on, we will explore more about the level of the clean room. You have different classes of the clean room. We'll talk about that as a good stuff as well. And for reduce contamination and defects. So airborne particles, dust, and other contaminant can lead to the defect in the final product, and which can be costly and result in product recall and rejections. This is normally our first instinct contaminations, and really clean rooms is significantly reduce the presence of these contaminants, therefore minimizing the risk of contamination and improve the overall yield and quality of the manufacturing process. So that's a good pros for the clean room, as we can see clearly. Number five, protect sensitive materials equipment. So, for example, in some of the industries such as electronics and biotechnology, which is very work with the very high sensitive materials equipment that is easily damaged and compromised by the uh, presence of the contaminant. So cleanroom can really provide a control environment. So control is very important here to protect those sensitive materials equipment from external sources of contamination, which is isolate those and in a control environment, so those will not be interact with others externally. So that's a good stuff for the left one and right one. So, okay, what kind of pollutants? Number one, dust. Number two, airborne microbes. And number three, aerosol particles. Number four, chemical vapors. So you can see very clear here. So dust, what about dust? Dust particles range in size from visible to microscopic, but can come from various sources. For example, human skin, clothing, your clothing, and the external environment. As and dust particles always interfere with the manufacturing process, causing the defect in the product and potentially contaminate those sensitive materials. And while using clean room, they will normally will have this advanced air filtration system and strict cleaning protocols to minimize the presence of the dust particles. And the air microbes. So this is, for example, microorganisms such as bacteria, viruses, and fungus can become airborne and contribute to environmental pollutions. And exposed to this kind of microbes can pose this risk of the health, particularly for individual with a compromised immune system and respiratory conditions. This we hear from this from the virus always. And then if you have clean room, normally you can have a proper ventilation. They have a ventilation rate there, and then there's air filtration system. You use a MERV 8 or above, and you have a sanitation measure. Also essential to control the spread of the airborne microbes. And then another one will be aerosol particles. So aerosol particles are fine, solid, sometimes, or these liquid particles suspend in the air, and such as those produced by spray, mist, and combustion processes. So aerosol particles, it's always harmful, as they can be inhaled and partially cause respiratory uh, issues or other health problems. So if you have clean room controlling the sources of aerosol particles implemented effective, normally will be uh, air filtration system are important measure to mitigate their impact. Normally we can use ASHRAE for that. Normally will be ASHRAE 62.1. That's always for air. So that's a good one to for the key takeaway. And then chemical vapors. So for example, chemical vapors is normally we're referring to this volatile organic compound VOCs, and other chemicals vapors can be released from various sources, such as industrial processes and consumer product and building materials. So VOC really has a smell. And when I was working in a petrochemical company and years ago, uh, they say the VOC will be high, and then they try to sell the product to some of the big car company, but they won't buy it because this they have a smell, and then they try to reduce these VOCs. So exposed to this kind of chemical vapors can have a bad effect on human health and environment for sure. So VOC also very common when we have buying a home or something. We want to think about to have a low VOC because we will be there for a long time. So for clean room, if you have it, normally that require a proper ventilation. So you have a ventilation rate you need to meet for clean room every hour how many air change based on different ISO classes or different clean room classes, and the use of low emission product. Use the real product instead of other product, artifact product, and the implementation of the emission control technology are essential to manage this chemical vapor pollution. So you have some scrubber or something, and you can try to scrub those out and then try to reduce those emissions. I think this is good for this lecture, and we will talk about more clean one in the future lecture as well. Thank you. Thank you for watching.